My next question will go to you, Professor. Taiwan has been trying to join regional trade agreements, for example, CPTPP or IPEF. However, because of the pressure from the other side of the Taiwan Strait, we have seen great blockade, or you can say great pushback in terms of in efforts for international participation. So how can Taiwan break away from these obstacles?
Joining CPTPP or RCEP is an old topic. We debated this one for a long time.
Yes.
My view is when you join CPTPP, it depends on how Japan and the United States, their ideas about that prior to Trump administrations.
Now things are totally different, right?
Right now, we don't need to think about United States because my idea is the regional integration. They will try to speed up the regional integrations, but they will keep United States out because United States want to put tariffs on everybody's. And when we talk about regional integrations, they are mentioned about no tariffs or reduce tariffs to zero. So, but like I say, RCEP, we also talk about want to join RCEP, but it depends on China. China was the kicking engine in the RCEP. So like I say, if we cannot join RCEP, neither or CPTPP, we are looking to the IPEF during the Biden administrations. But IPEF was Biden's baby. So after Biden's, I don't think Trump wanted IPEF. So IPEF will be no more. This is one very important question is we need to look into future about the regional integrations, the trade integrations. My idea is the regional integration will still keep going on because all the countries don't want to do trade. All the countries want to make money. If they cannot sell goods to the United States, they will try to probably find a second way out, a third way out.
Definitely, just like what you said, diversification, right?
Diversifications. So RCEP will be more strengthened within their members. TPP members will strengthen within them. How about Taiwan? We used to view the United States as our very important trading partners. However, now everything 180 degrees changed. We're facing a huge hegemonic pressures from the United States. So this is what I always say, when you try to put all the eggs in one basket, you're facing the risk. You need to do the risk first. So right now we can do this first, negotiation with the Trump administrations. Second, we try to speed up our domestic consumptions. And also we need to find other the trade partners in the world, help our domestic manufacturers to find a way out.
Mm-hmm. So, in March, the G7 foreign ministers issued a joint statement supporting Taiwan's meaningful participation in international organizations and also condemned China for its sending submarines and sending aircraft circulating the Taiwan Strait. And notably in the statement, it omitted any references to the One-China policy. So do you think that shows tangible significance or shows tangible support from these ministers from the G7 countries for Taiwan? Marcin?
I think that it still remains to be seen what the actual significance of that statement is. Of course, when it comes to Taiwan, linguistic or rhetorical nuance is always extremely important. Also, because of Taiwan's own quest to be recognized by the global community, as well as China's efforts to distort narratives around Taiwan. That being said, the conversation about One China policies and One China principles is extremely loaded in light of China's discourse power and also efforts towards legal warfare as one of its three warfares. And I just believe that the distinction between One China policies and One China principle is often a source of confusion in policy debates. And if anything, I might see this change in how the G7 statement was phrased into a shift from focusing so much on symbolic nuance to more substantive action. But whether this action is undertaken still remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm. So going back to what you said earlier, Professor Wu, Taiwan over the years has been trying to join international organizations in a meaningful way. We talk about CPTPP or RCEP or these trade mechanisms not working, IPEF not working. Any other organizations or mechanism you think that can be viable for Taiwan? Maybe Interpol or some other organizations? Any suggestions?
It's remind me during the Mao administrations when the cross-strait relations was not intensive. And also, Ma adopted the diplomatic truce. We were the observer for ICAO and also WHO, which I think create huge help and assistance for Taiwanese international reputations. However, as the cross-strait is going down, we cannot join them anymore. But like what I say, those two international organizations, they are very important. They are functionals, and they also, try to bring more experts into these kind of international organizations. They are not diplomats only, politicians only. This is very related to what we in IR theory says, functionalist. So probably in the future, we need to focus on those international organizations, which they are using the experts, medical doctors, transportation experts, those kind of international organizations, which is probably give us more assistance. Okay, not any kind of international organizations dominated by politicians, because politicians, they play around politics within the international organizations, including the the United Nations. United Nations is a very important, big power playground, and we always want to join, like try to break into United Nations, which when you play politics in a very political organizations, you are facing a lot of resistance. So like I say, how can we use a more non-traditional ideologies, using more flexible foreign policy strategies to help Taiwan to get back to the international society? I think still we need a lot of research and work. Yeah.
Marcin, what's your suggestion?
I believe that these international fora that Professor has already mentioned, like WHO, ICAO, Interpol, are important channels for Taiwan to manifest its role as a reliable partner in issues that pertain to the effective distribution and provision of global public goods. However, I indeed agree that participation of Taiwan in fora that focus more on technical cooperation can be a very viable way for Taiwan to demonstrate its expertise. For instance, now also in light of the climate crisis, the whole world is facing growing pressure from extreme weather phenomena, which also exacerbates the risk of climate-induced natural disasters. As an earthquake-prone island located in the Pacific Ring of Fire and also experiencing typhoons, Taiwan can really showcase its expertise in humanitarian assistance and disaster response, for example. And that has already proven to be an effective way for Taiwan to engage with partners, even those that are trying to create a more amicable stance towards China, like Turkey under Erdogan's rule. And additionally, we should remember that Taiwan, as an Austronesian place, is extremely rich in traditional indigenous knowledge. And around the world, whether we talk about Northern Europe and the traditional Sami lands of Scandinavia, or the Pacific Islands with traditional Melanesian knowledge, traditional indigenous knowledge is extensively being revived to find local specific solutions to crisis caused by climate change. So this is yet another area where Taiwan can participate and also empower the Austronesian communities that are really the true owners of this land.